everybody, Lindsay, the occupational therapist here. So today I want to talk a little bit more about coping skills, specifically grounding skills and using our senses in order to help cope with difficult situations, difficult feelings. So as I mentioned in another video, coping skills are what we use in order to handle and deal with difficult situations. So coping is important because life will always have stressful situations. There will always be anxiety, but it's how we deal with and handle these situations that is what matters. So we can choose to handle situations in a negative way, or we can choose to cope with it in a more healthy and positive, productive way. So, for example, say a friend cancels plans with you. You can either be really upset, really angry with this friend. You can just focus on how this person always breaks plans and you're just so angry with them. Or you can choose to say, you know what, they canceled plans. I'm going to take this time to maybe clean my closet out. I'm going to do a puzzle. So you can choose to you can choose to handle it in like a less productive way or a more productive way. The choice is up to you. Sometimes it's difficult to handle things in a positive way because we don't have coping skills. We don't really know how to handle things in a more positive way. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to talk a little bit about grounding skills and some strategies using our senses to be able to better handle situations. So grounding skills are to help bring you back to the present moment. Sometimes when we're feeling really angry, very anxious, maybe about to have a panic attack, maybe we're having some kind of craving or an impulse. Grounding skills help bring you back to the present moment and distract away from those negative, bad feelings. One grounding skill I like is to go through the alphabet and think of something for each letter. So think of a category like animals and go through the alphabet and think of an animal that starts with each letter. So we're going to try that one together. I'll start and we'll just go back and forth. So I'll start with A. A is for aardvark. You try B. C is for cat. D. E is for elephant. F. G is for gopher. H. I is for iguana. J. K is for kangaroo. L. M is for mongoose. N. O is for orangutan. P. Q is for quail. R. S is for oh my gosh, this can be kind of hard, but skunk. T. U is for urchin, like a sea urchin. V. W is for walrus. X. I don't know what's for X. Y is for yak. And finally, you try Z. So you can literally do this with like any category. You don't really even have to go through the alphabet, but I like it because it organizes your list. So you could even think of all the breakfast foods you can. You can think of all the colors. You can think of your favorite sports teams. I know sometimes at night when I'm having trouble sleeping because I'm thinking of the million things I have to do the next day, I'll try to go through the alphabet and think of every state. And that usually puts me to sleep like pretty quickly because it's kind of a difficult task. And it keeps me from focusing on all the things that I have to do and all the things I'm worried about. Another coping or grounding skill that I like is by looking around the room and making observations. So you just want to make observations, not pass judgment. So I'm going to point out 5 things that I see. So I see Wind chimes. I see a blue chair. I see bird seed. I see a pair of shoes, and I see a light switch. I think that was 5 things. I wasn't really keeping track. So just observe, look around, and focus on 5 things that you see. And you can do this anywhere, even if you're feeling overwhelmed, like at a grocery store, out in public. You can make these observations and no one will know. You can also use your sense of hearing. So some things I hear the wind chimes. I hear wind blowing outside. I hear rain dripping. And I hear my foot on the carpet moving around. You can also use your sense of touch. So I feel this pillow. I feel the chair. I feel the cold table in front of me. I feel this blanket, this gray blanket. And I feel the paper next to me. So that's those are some other ways that you can use grounding to bring back to the present moment, just focusing on what's around you instead of what's going on in your mind. Another grounding skill I like is by saying like a positive or safety statement to yourself. So for example, maybe if you're feeling very overwhelmed, you can say to yourself, I am safe, nothing can hurt me. So repeat that back. Maybe you repeat it in your head, maybe you repeat it out loud, wherever you're comfortable with. I am safe, nothing can hurt me. You can also say to yourself, I am in the present. I'm in the present. I am calm. I am strong. I am okay. And maybe you think of a safety statement that is most helpful to you. But those are a couple examples that I have. Also, using your senses, you might carry around like a soothing stone or a rock. I know that I like to paint rocks, and sometimes I put like positive messages on them. So this one, for example, says hope. This one says stay present. This one says calm. So maybe you carry this around in your pocket, and if you're out somewhere, right now you should really be staying home because of coronavirus, but eventually we'll be out and about again. So you can even keep just a rock in your pocket and hold on to it and stroke it to help you feel less anxious. Really focus on how the rock feels. Maybe you have like another object like a marble, something you keep in your pocket, a piece of string, maybe a piece of fabric that's very soft that you like holding on to. Another strategy you can use is by putting an orange in the freezer and freezing it, and when you take it out, it's very cold. So some people find that to be like very grounding and helps bring you back to the present. When you hold on to the cold orange and play with it, it gives you like a little bit of some type of input, if you're looking for some kind of safe input into your body. So I really like cold oranges. You can also use your sense of taste to bring you back to the present. Maybe you focus on what you're tasting and the textures. I have some gummies here. So this gummy is very chewy and soft. It tastes very fruity, but it's also a little bit citrusy. I feel it breaking up. And so you can do that, with a nice sweet gummy, piece of candy, whatever. Sometimes you might want something like a little bit more intense. So here I have salt and vinegar chips. These are like a very intense flavor. So I taste the salt. I taste the tanginess of the vinegar. The chip is very crunchy. So you can use your sense of taste in order to bring you back to the present. So something maybe like a very sour candy or a spicy candy, like when those fireballs can bring you back, bring you to the present moment. I also like using sense of smell to ground and bring back. So I have lavender. This is some nice dried lavender. I like to just kind of smell it. It has a nice scent to it. So, you can also use your body to bring you back to the present moment. So, maybe you clench your fists really tight and release. Clench and release. Or push your palms together and release. Push them and release. So, that's another example of something. Maybe if you're like a passenger in the car, you're feeling really anxious, you can clench and release your fists, clench and release, or push your palms together. Those are just a couple examples of things that you can do in order to ground yourself and bring yourself back to the present moment. So I hope that was helpful, and try some of these out. Some of these strategies may work for you. Some might not. That's okay. It's about trial and error. And sometimes you have to practice coping skills over and over again for them to be most effective. If you try it once and it doesn't work, don't give up. Keep trying and practicing different coping skills. You might find something really helpful for you. Another grounding skill that a lot of people find helpful is just thinking of your favorite things. It's very comforting. Maybe think of your favorite color, your favorite animal, your favorite memory. So that can be helpful as well. All right, so thank you everybody for tuning in, and I hope that this again was helpful. I'm Lindsay, and I'm an occupational therapist. Have a great day.